would like to ask Madame President Vaira Vike-Freiberga. She's the most unique personality. I mean, without her, there wouldn't be Nizami Ganjavi International Center. She was mentoring us, all our staff members, and she was taking care about each of our members and each of us. And we feel like, so happy and so blessed. I personally grateful to her for everything that she did for NGIC and personally for myself. Without her, I mean, I know her for 15 years at least.
Excellencies, dear friends, we must start by thanking the magnificent gift that our friend and collaborator, Dr. Chow Chak Wing, has had the graciousness to offer to the Nizami Ganjavi Center. We have established a very fruitful collaboration with Imperial Springs and with the fora that take place there, even after the COVID had interrupted our proceedings here, as in Guangzhou. It behooves me, of course, to thank you all for being here tonight and with us during the last few days. You have graced us with your presence. You have enlightened us with your knowledge, and you have inspired us with your passion and your commitment to the causes that you hold dear. May I emphasize that all of us appreciate you. You have been heard, you have listened to others, and we have come to know each other better. I heard my friend Boris Tadic the other day say, but I have been saying the same message for the past several forums, that we need to prevent conflicts instead of solving them. Boris, I completely agree. I think we would all agree. But if they do not get solved in time, then of course we have to take the next step. But do remember to come again and repeat your message. We need to hear it again and again and again. Maria Fernanda reminded us of the power of the word, of the importance of having clear formulations of what are our lodestars in our actions and in our aims. What are we aiming for? What is the result we would like to see in the world? What kind of a world would we like to build? You cannot build a house without having a plan ahead of time about what it's going to look like. If we are not only going to heal and plaster over a broken and fractured world, but as Dr. Yunus said, to create a better one and a parallel one, we must have clear ideas about how to do it. We have been having these fora for now, this is the 11th time. And it has been really a voyage of discovery and excitement and expanding friendships across the globe. For this, I should like to thank with all my heart my co-chair, my twin brother, my colleague, my friend, Ismail Seregeldin, and a person who is a people person, a one-man orchestra, a perpetuum mobile, who is the one who has seen that our plans, the ones expressed by the board members, whom I wish also to thank, all those who have served over the years and who continue to do so. Rovshan Muradov has been the one-man orchestra who made it possible. We have heard many wonderful ideas and proposals for how the world could be a better place. And occasionally I hear people say, all these conferences, you know, it's just talk, it's just blah, blah, blah. No, words are important. Words are sacred. Words are the embodiments of ideas, and ideas are what guide our actions. Without clear ideas, without clear understanding, we cannot possibly build a better world or repair the one that is currently fractured. Why has it not happened? It is human agency that has made the world as it is, and it is human agency which must make it different. Are all people full of goodwill? No. Many are full of hatred, fear, and a need for aggression. Are all people capable of compassion? Sadly, no. Not only are many born without a conscience and grown up without a conscience, but they enjoy hurting others. They take a sadistic pleasure in imposing their power on others and physically even torturing others. The sadist among us is responsible for a great deal of the ills that we experience in the world. How can we heal human nature with all its weaknesses? Well, it is obvious that one of the strongest features of Homo sapiens is not necessarily the intelligence that he is born with, because we're born with a blank slate practically in our brains. But we have, as human beings, a capacity to learn and to learn how to learn, including learning compassion, charity, reasonableness, and everything else that we may desire. Over half a century ago, a Swiss psychologist called Jean Piaget was interested in child development and established with his work stages of intellectual development that the human being goes to before reaching what we would call an adult, rational way of thinking. And he created, living in Geneva as he did within sight of Mont Blanc, he created what he called the test of the 3 mountains. He had a plaster sort of model of 3 mountains placed before children, and he asked the child, what do you see in front of you? And they draw the picture. Then you ask the child, how does the mountain look from the other side? Can you draw the picture? And Piaget discovered that very young children are not able to place themselves on the other side of the mountain in their minds and in their imaginations. They can respond to what they see under their eyes, but they cannot see to the abstract idea of putting themselves in the place of the other. If there was another boy sitting on the other side, what would he be seeing? According to Piaget, the child reaches this on the average not sooner than 10 years old. You look around the world today and you realize that there are a great many people in positions of power that have never grown up and reached the age of 10. But all is not lost. Everything can be learned, including intuition, including creativity, including entrepreneurship, as Dr. Yunus has told us. Everybody can be an entrepreneur. I'm not sure I could be an entrepreneur, but he says that I should have been. And we have hope. We have always hope. The light of hope must be kept burning in our hearts. We must go out into the world to change the critical mass, the relationship between the critical mass of well-meaning people with a conscience and an understanding of what it means to be human against those whom we might call the anti-humans and the ones who have not developed a conscience or a concern for the welfare of others. It is not idle to come together and chatter about ideas. It is fundamentally important that we do so. I thank you all for giving of your time, of your presence, of your friendship. Let us go out into the world with these new friendships that we have made here. Let us keep alive the friendships that we have developed over the years in the past. And let us all imagine ourselves sailing away in a leaking boat that is our fractured world, and each of us can do our bit. We can bail out one spoonful, one cupful, one pailful, or we can fix the boat and make it watertight. There are different ways of doing it, and I wish you good luck with it.